Greetings everyone, Lumbergh here. Today's video is going to be about the new event, which is emergency training. It's really just a timely video to avoid making some of the pitfalls and just giving you a quick overview if you're not familiar with this event. Most of you aren't. It's the first time that this has gotten launched. So, what I'm going to do is talk about some of the things that I've found out and hopefully, add later things. First thing to keep in mind is that this is, like everything else, a spend event. Before you even go to do any of these events, look at this top section here and you can see the rewards for each of these chapter of completion. Completing beyond chapter 3 is going to be difficult. You're going to have to spend a good bit. And you can see, okay, so the best rewards here is cosmetic, which is I think it's a skin for the fleet of your city, and then a skin for your city. So pretty, mediocre, if at best, if not garbage rewards, for the highest tier. So keep that in mind. Really this is probably the best rewards here, but even then that's not too significant. That being said, keep your spending in check. Don't go crazy with this just because Camel gives you a new event. Don't feel like you have to complete it. Some of you will still do it regardless. Some of you have already done it. This video is not going to be in time for those people. But for everybody else, just remember, these are the rewards you can get, and they're not that great. Again, avoid the cosmetic looks. The key thing to remember is before you start and hit this train button, it's going to ask you to select whether you want to do long range or short or medium range. You can choose either one. The most important thing to remember is this right here. It doesn't matter how strong of a city you are. You basically start off with the same set of troops, no matter what your city level is or what your strength is. So that means this provides a disincentive for people that have spent a lot to really participate in this event because everybody starts from the same spot. Conversely, if you're not that strong and you want to compete in this event, everybody has the same chances of doing it. So before you begin, so when you hit the train button and you start, that's fine. You can go ahead and select it. It's going to ask you to pick one of these. I don't know that it makes that much of a difference. Let's just go with long range. I did mid range in one of my farms. I don't think it made that much of a difference. So here you can see, okay, so you get some items, just like Medici. There's an attack boost item that you can use. It shows up in your bag here in supplies, and you can use that for the tough battles. We don't need to use that now. Before you really do, tip number 1 is if you come into quests, get as many troops as you can. There is 10 refreshes, but be mindful of those refreshes. And there's a key thing here that I'm going to point out, which I've learned the hard way. There is, even after you refresh it, there's a limited number of quests in this quest pool, which means no matter how many times you refresh it, there's just a pool of, let's say, each type of quest. So let's take a look at the quest. There's 5-star rankings in this quest here. Most of these, you'll notice, is going to be spend ones, right? So you have to spend a certain amount of packs. And then some of these are the premium Titan. So the 5-star is spend a lot. 4-star is spend, 2,000 gold. The 3 stars, depending on the tier, you can see the Titan and the Warplane items it gives you, 10,000. There's 2 of those, so that gives you 20,000 troops. This one gives you 15,000 troops because there's 3 of the purple ones. And then some of these 2-star ones are the ones that you're most likely to be able to complete. So let's go ahead and accept this one. It's asking for 5,000 Warplane XP. Don't hit give up quest. It will take one of these quests. There's 15 quests that you start off with. You can buy some quests with gold, but before you buy that and get excited, remember, we're going to switch over to my main and I'll show you there that even if you buy that, you may not be able to complete it just because there's going to be the remaining quests are going to be the paid quests where you can't really, or 1-star quests. So we did, I'm short one. Let's do one more upgrade. So once you finish the quest, you can come back into the menu and you have more troops now to use in battle. So let's go ahead and do that. So it gives you troops here, 10,000, and you can see these units, right? So it's giving you T11 and T12. And it gives you some heals that you can use, as well as this mobility item. The mobility item means that you can, use it to kind of do battles. So there's a little hospital here that's healed. This is the troop. You can see your troop power. You start off with pretty basic, I think 50,000 troops. Now that we've gotten that 15,000, we're at 65,000 troops. So let's go ahead and go into a battle. So chapter 1 is not too bad. When you fight somebody, one good thing is, even if you lose in the battle, whatever troops you killed remain. They don't refresh. So if you fail once, you can come back and do it again. And we'll show that a little bit more. Every battle that you partake in, you're going to have some troops that are going to go into this hospital that they auto recover. If you want to speed it up, you have these heals to do it. So obviously we don't want to speed up 4 minutes for an hour. So let it just, automatically do it. Finish a bunch. And then when you have a bunch in the hospital, then you can kind of, speed it up. We didn't really play the battles. I think I turned it off, but you can see here, as you go through this, it kind of allows you to get your items. So you start off with, no Titans and no Warplane, and you can then get it. Oh, we got, Evolution 7, level 10, male Titan. So that's great. You got that. And then you can also get the female Titan, the Warplane. You can select, these random buffs. I've actually found that most of the time, I've found out that, it's 1 blue or 2 blue and 1 purple, and it's just the luck of the draw. Here we got attack boost, so not bad. And you can keep playing. There's some golden dice. So just like kind of Medici, you have these buffs that you can get. And all this time, your hospital is filling up, but, it's few troops that heal over time. So, do a couple of levels, come back and finish the rest if you don't have the heals, if you don't want to waste the heals. And, you'll have better luck. But I didn't do it here, but you want to do as many of these quests as possible before you do it. So you start off with a larger army, and so you have less troops to heal and less troops that you lose. So we're going to switch over to my main to see where you are. Oh, definitely don't buy these supplies. I don't think it's worth it. It's the rewards are pretty mediocre, right? So we're going to switch over to my main, and I'll show you kind of where I am in this journey. All right. I've all healed up. So I am stuck. I've got the first chapter reward. I've got the second chapter reward. The third chapter, in order to get these rewards, and it's considered finished if you killed this training instructor, the guy in the center. So I was able to, if you look at my troops now, I was able to get, the second Empress goes from green to blue. The second, Beast goes from green to blue, and the Warplane goes from green to blue as well. So I'm at 5 million BP, 294 troops, and I did a bunch of the quests. I've used up all of my items. And you can see here, if we go to my quests, I've did it, and this is the part that I was trying to highlight. So even when it refreshes, there's 8 quests that show up here, okay, all the time. When you do one, a new one pops up. These always are kind of the constant, the ones that you don't have items for. So really it's just refreshing a bottom couple. I've done all of the cheap quests to the point where there's no more 1-star and 2-star left. So if you did the 15 quests, and I didn't buy any packs, I did a couple of the 3-star that I could. I didn't do a bunch of the Titan item, and I did all of the 1-stars. And you can see there's no more 1-star or 2-star quests left. First, I thought it was a problem with the refresh that it wasn't working, but it really, if you read the instructions, they say, hey, look, there's a limited pool of quests that you can get. So once you complete those quests, no matter how many times you refresh, it's not going to give you anything beyond that pool. So what Camel effectively did is said, if you want more troops, you're going to have to spend. So that's how they effectively did it. So don't refresh too many times. Don't skip too many quests because there's only a handful of 1 or 2 star quests that you can actually do. I used a bunch of warplane items that I had because I had some of them saved up for bounty. I wouldn't recommend doing that just because this event doesn't look like you can, if you're not wanting to spend a ton of money, that you can make it past chapter 3. We are going to make it past chapter 3 though, because I'm going to show you. So one more tip that I would recommend is that there's a store here where if you get a good deal on the warplane energy source, I recommend that you buy it. I ran out of the stim pack here, so I'm going to buy one just for demonstration because so this boss I've probably hit about 7 times and healed every time, right? So I have some heals. I got a bunch of heals from all those quests that I did. So I'm going to use a stim pack now and try to beat this guy. And here you can see the battle. It's like a random army, like, not a perfect formation, not a whole lot of back row troops. It looks like even with the stim pack, I lost. But notice when we started off, he was about 2 point something million. There's 1.6 million, and I have 90% of my troops left. So there's a bunch of things that went into heal. We're going to speed it up. We're going to reduce it by 1 hour because I want to save that 37 minutes. So we're almost at full. We're going to hit it again, right? So you can keep hitting this. The key thing to remember here is that the more movements that you make, this is that mobility that it uses up. But we're just hitting the same guy, so we're going to attack it again. And you can see his troops reduced a little bit. Our formation is garbage. We don't have enough back row. So maybe mid row is not a bad idea. But yeah, this guy's, almost beating him, but not quite. It's pretty strong. So we're going to lose one more time. So we're going to heal again, but you can see he's down to now 600,000 BP. So we'll heal 5 hours this time. And this is the max. You can see I'm already peaked out. We'll speed it up. We should be able to kill him now. Yeah, finally. So it took me about, I don't know, almost 10 times to beat him. So that is one good thing that you can do is that, even if you fail, you can keep healing, but you can't heal, an infinite number of times because, we're almost, I had over 100 hours from all the quests that I've used up from doing all these battles. But we did finish chapter 3, which is pretty mediocre rewards. 2 alloy, 2 components, 1 warplane. It's not even worth, the items that I used and did. So overall, a pretty disappointing, another money pit event. My purpose of doing this video isn't really to support this event, but really to point out some of the misconceptions that I had and hopefully help you guys out. That is it. Stay strong, don't spend, and share the wealth and tell people kind of the experience that you're having. That's it for this new event emergency training. If you have other tips or discussions or have questions, please leave it in the comments and share it for other people. Have a great night.